Hello to all on Women Dialogues, and I'm your host Shashi with you all to create more voice for women and by women. And today's our guest, Meejie. She is from New Jersey, United States. She's a global creative consultant, speaker, trainer, coach, and she is public speaker as well and public figure. She does lots of media work, so we are really excited here how she does a lot of things, what she does, and we will hear more about her. We will hear her journey, how the way she developed herself, all the way what way today she is. So let's welcome and join our hands together to welcome Meejie. Welcome, Meejie, on our platform today. We are so excited and get motivated and inspired by your listening, your journey, your all the way what you do.
Thank you, Dr. Shashi. It's incredible. I absolutely love your initiative with Women Dialogues, and it is such an honor to be here connecting with you. So thank you.
It's a great pleasure to have you today as well, Meejie. As I was mentioning about you, does a lot of work. You are as a public figure. So Meejie, let's start coming back about your growing up, your childhood journey, and then let's see how these journey takes you to your career journey and all. So please share about your childhood journey.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. It's just not often that you go back and you look at that. But I was born in New Jersey in the US, and I was born to two incredible people. My mother and my father come from a very big family. My mom is one of 18. My dad, I thought he was like one of nine, and then I learned he's actually one of 14. So when I was 3 years old, my father got killed in a car accident, and that left my mom with four children. She was pregnant to just start journeying a life on her own, right? It's not by choice that she had to do it alone, but she did, and bravely she just undertook that. She's just incredible. And then she married into a very abusive and dysfunctional relationship. So she ended up having to endure that part uh, you know, eh, of life, and it was a challenge. So I have a sister and two brothers, and we watched her struggle, but we became really close. And then later on in life, she ended up being divorced. By that time, we, gone our separate ways, and I forgot to mention that she decided to go back after my dad died. Like 4 years later, she went back to Puerto Rico. That's where she's from. And so I lived about 13 years there. And while I was there, I was exposed to the beauty of its people, the humility. They lead by service. It's just, it's almost surreal on, what priorities that that community holds in life. Not that the rest of the world doesn't, but that was my experience. So when I was 21, I came back to the States, and I always knew I wanted to come back into the state, and then married into the military, and had three incredible children. My youngest was born while his dad was away serving, and I developed a passion for women and people, men included, who sort of put their lives on hold to be parents, to support their spouse's careers, to just be a caregiver, or whatever it may be, right? All along knowing that there was something in them that wanted to come out. Ever since I was a child, I dreamt of being of service and being in the public eye and making a difference, using my voice, and in all the things that I am now doing, excuse me, and that I get to do. So I really, really wanted to create a space for women and people who actually wanted to take a second shot at life, that selflessly, journeyed and learned quite a bit, but never had the opportunity to focus on them. My youngest is about to graduate from high school, so he just turned 18 this week, and I've been building everything until now so that I know that they are okay. And then I can say, all right, even though I have been doing it, right? It's important to realize, because for many, many years, we didn't have the technology, we didn't have the support, or we didn't have the possibilities of entrepreneuring who we are and live in our dreams. Now we can do that. So I want to share that message and provide venues and opportunities for other people who may think they can't share their greatness with the world because they have other roles as moms, spouses, caregivers, or whatever it may be. So I want to say, hey, no, that's not the case. We can, and here we are. Let's offer you a place to do it. So.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And the way you shared, it's really inspiring, like how in adversities, in unexpected situation came in your early childhood in your life, but how your mother show her resilience, show her work, how she overcome, and the way she given a motivational and the kind of learning to you indirectly in your life. And I believe the same way you took in your life as well, where you are sharing your passion, you are sharing that you always wanted to become entrepreneur, to give as a caregiver to something, to someone and people. So that's really inspiring. And when we are talking about entrepreneurship, you are yourself as an international entrepreneur. So what is all about? Please share about this as well.
So, and you probably can relate to this as an entrepreneur, and I being blessed with the ability to innovate and create. Right, we find ourselves always thinking of things we can do, or what if I always had, which is good and sometimes not so good, but I've always had the desire to challenge the status quo, meaning, well, this is what can be done, and this is really great, but what can be done with that is different, or that doesn't look the same, or that, maybe pushes the envelope just a little bit, just to break into possibilities, right? I did not believe in myself for the longest time. I grew up with a sense of low self-esteem and self-worth, and because I experienced the challenges and hardships of life like everybody else. I don't see it as a sad story. I see it as part of my growth. Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's very obvious. And as we all have our own journey, we all have our own challenges, and the form can be different, but we all have those stories or experiences, as you said. So when we are talking about it, a part of being international entrepreneur, your passion comes in your work. You do a lot of TV host show as well. So how you balance out? Because as a woman, we always try to say that, okay, this is this and this is this. But whereas I believe a lot of audience and viewers who are listening and watching us, and they might cannot get idea, they can also learn those skills to implement in their life as well.
Thank you so much. I have to tell you that I spent a long time wanting to do things and fearing failure, or being afraid that I wouldn't be good enough, or being afraid that maybe I'm not doing it right, or I don't know it well. And until you get to a point where you have to decide, if you want to do something and you want to do it all of your life and you put it on hold, there comes a moment where you sink or swim, where you actually rise or debilitate. And so I went through depressive episodes of, feeling like, oh, this is not worth it or whatever. It's not, I don't look at it as a sad story now. I did then when I was in the midst of, of that. I did. But I asked myself, is this the way that I want to continue journeying through my life? The pivotal moment for me was seeing the impact that it was making on my children. My children, I took a look, and I knew that they're extraordinary. I mean, they're my little teachers, and they're young adults now, but they are just incredible, and they're so much further ahead than I was at their age. But I knew that that I could be a greater example for them, because I saw them questioning some of the same things I was questioning about myself. I'm like, oh, no, not you. I did that, but you're not going to do that because you're just really, truly extraordinary. So that was that pivotal moment for me when I said, well, I could sit here and talk about it and plan and plan and plan and plan, and that's great to plan, but when am I going to take action? And for me, because I was always involved in working and volunteering and doing everything, but at some point I said, well, that's great, but that's always somebody else's vision that I'm enhancing, and let me just give it a shot. So if I don't succeed, at least I'll learn. And I am really big fan of education, learning. And so I started reaching and reading and learning and connecting with people and volunteering. And then some incredible people that gave me shots about, I think my youngest was about, oh my God, I think he'd just been born, or with months old or whatever, when who is now a great mentor that I've had 18 years later, right? Shop. I pitched thoughts and ideas, and I was working for her as a consultant, within her the military structure, and she just gave me a shot, and she allowed me to think and present ideas, and she embraced those ideas. Her name is Barbara Travers Simpkins, and she embraced those ideas, but she believed in me. And I remember thinking, oh my God, somebody other than me believes in me maybe more than I believe in me. And that was step number one. And then I just tried, and I did some things really, really well. I realized I would get bored after I did them because I needed to create more. Some things I didn't do so well, but it just gave me that reason to become better and more and try. And here I am. All I can do is it's just say we are all born in greatness, with greatness, and for greatness. And all we need to do is take what we're born with and transform it into a lifestyle. And that's it, right?
Beautiful. And same time, you are CEO of Motivational, Empowering, Energetic Journey, your company. What it contains, how our audience can get benefit from it.
It's actually, thank you so much. It's an incredible, obviously, for me, I find it incredible, but it's an incredible platform to be able to open avenues, showcase the greatness of others, highlight the skills, and position them to be able to get exposure and be featured into the world. So we have, our tagline is motivate, inspire, elevate, and empower others, right? By role model behaviors. So part of that, we have a Motiva Inspira Impact Tour, where it has a social enterprise component to it. We have a movement of, let's motivate, let's inspire, let's elevate, let's empower, let's role model, be a part of that, take your oath and do that. And then we have the platform that we are relaunching again after COVID, because now you need to be in a different space, right? Coming back from Egypt and realizing that's, COVID, that you come back and your entire business is not what it was. And then realizing that, hey, wait a minute. So what do I do now? This is mostly, you're not going to function anymore because people are dealing with other things. There can't be proximity. Yes, there's still place, but there's still fear. There's uncertainty. So how do we create something that is more inclusive? At the same time, it remains to be immersive because that's a concept, but that's more inclusive, that addresses the new fears of safety, proximity, just travel, health. And so we took all that and we made it even better. And we are getting ready to just position that again within the next, because I'm doing some research, some stuff for an alternate modality that I created. So we're just going to position that in a place where people can come and journey there, but do it at their own pace and space and have the ability to grow, right? Because if we're not of service, if we're not making a difference to others, then this is just my thought, what kind of impact are we really, making? It's not about me, it's about us, right? So there's plenty of abundance in the world for everyone. So there is not this air of competition. There's not this air of me. There's like, yeah, let's do this together and let's see who else can bring something in that we can share. Because having been for so many years wanting that opportunity to show up in the world as myself, in the roles of a mom, of a student, of a spouse, a volunteer, a worker, or whatever. I wanted to show up finally as who I am. And about 10 years ago, I decided that, all right, it's time. So I quit my job and I began my journey. So it's been a lot of fun. And I always say I'm just getting started because I have another half of my life to live, right? So,
right. I think the way you shared it, it brings a lot of energy and a lot of inspiration for all of us. But when we are talking about it, your work, all the businesses, your entrepreneurial skills, as a female, what kind of your leadership style, which derives in your work or all the things you are mentioning as?
Could you kindly repeat that? You came in and out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm asking, as you are doing a lot of work and those are really amazing. So as you are entrepreneur, as a female, what kind of your leadership style, which comes in your work, which comes in all the way whenever you are performing?
So leadership is a very powerful word, right? And it comes in such diverse variety, and it can make such an impact. It can either build you up or it can just break you down. And for me, I think that true leadership comes in the form of trying to do your best to lead by example, trying to do your best to hold a non-judgmental space where you don't have to rate as good or bad. Of course, we're looking into the parameters of being open-minded and open to feedback and ideas. But that anything and everything that you do within your leadership always goes back to the mission and vision you hold. And hopefully, if that mission and vision has a social connotation of, in my case, it's working towards the betterment of humanity, right, without segregation, then that's where you come from. Because I can tell you how to be a leader, that might not work for you. But if I show you how I lead, you don't have to be me and lead that way, but you may be inspired to
Right.
lead your way.
Yeah, I think that's very beautiful example. The way you said, rather than saying showing up is more important when we are talking about leadership, when we are talking about what way we are, who we are, and that can lead or leave the impact for long term, whether they get the meaning what way we are trying to deliver by our actions, by our performance. So that's very important. And I think that's very key learning for our audience as well. Meejie, when we are talking about your work, when we are talking about your leadership style, you have done lots of work you are doing. You definitely, I believe you have a lot of stories where you found you have impacted someone. Would you like to share with us?
Well, thank you. I'd like to think that I make an impact, right? And I truly am blessed by the extraordinary people that have come my way. I believe that every interaction,
Mm-hmm.
every relationship, every conversation holds wisdom, right? You learn from it. You can choose to see the good or not so good. For
Right.
me, I think that I'm just thinking of recent. I was a couple things I'll share is I I hold the self title of creative consultant, right? In
Mm-hmm.
this I do. What I mean by being a creative consultant is
Mm-hmm.
that I will work with you to understand your vision, your goals, your dreams, your passions, and what you want to do. And then we work together on seeing how you can show up in the world to either create a program, an initiative, implement a project, team, build your team, whatever it may be in that creative space. Well,
Mm-hmm.
because I am uh, that's how I function. I drove my mom crazy when I was little because I always had all these ideas. Mom, she used to be a seamstress, and I'm like, Mom, I would draw it, and I'm not a great, I can't draw that great. But I can think that great. Mom, can you please, just put this together? I'll cut it, you sew it, and then I would just wear it and do these things. And I just wanted to do all those things when I was little, right? And I didn't know we were so poor. I had no idea we were so poor. It wasn't until I got to high school I realized how poor we were. But you don't need to be rich or poor to dream, right?
Right.
So when I went through life and I looked at these things and I created this platform, the name
Right.
of my holding business is Motivational Empowering Energetic Journeys. And I
Right.
try to create those journeys for people. So the Motiva Inspira has the portion where I can take some of these women and show them off to the world. So I had an organization in the UK who did some awards. This is just recently, within the last year and a half, that some awards, maybe even closer than that. But they wanted to do some awards at a global level. And I said, oh my gosh, when you do that, let me know, because I have so many incredible women who deserve to get some recognition. They are just exquisite. And they said, next year, we want you to work with us. Next thing you know, within a week or so, they called me back and they said, hey, would you want to work on this project? We decided after your conversation with you that we want to do it this year. So we took that initiative and I sat in the back creating, how to. So I'm thinking, all right, we need to pull women from Colombia, from the UK, from Switzerland, from Mexico, from Hong Kong, from Estonia, from just try and bring these great women that I knew from my networks that deserved, right? Every woman deserves to be recognized. That's not where I'm going. It's just these women that deserves to be recognized for the mission that aligns with that company, meaning they're building other women, they're empowering, they're making a difference, they're working towards social cause. And so we brought those together, and they were awarded, they were just awarded these beautiful recognitions. So having said that, I have had, one of the ladies has 2 orphanages that she's created, and she supports more than 500 children, puts them through education and everything. She's from Australia, and she actually called me and she says, "Oh my God." She's an author, and she in it herself is just exquisite. But she called me, she says, "Ever since this came out, this is how my business has been impacted. This is how my personal life has grown. This is how my, the same thing with, a woman from Mexico who was just trying to get her business out into Latin America. She says, you have no idea what this has done for me." And they were already doing the work, right? All I did was just shine a little bit of light and share a little bit of their voices and just make those connections. And I don't just work with women, although that's my passion, but I just got done working with a project with this man in the media for 3 years who says to me, he's from Colombia, and he's like, "Ever since I'm working with you, my entire business looks differently." And it's not me who did the work. And that's what I want to make clear to everybody. I'm not doing the work for you. We are just connecting and finding out how I can help you by thinking. But if they didn't do the work, if they didn't have the passion, if they didn't put the effort, if they didn't commit to their dreams, it wouldn't happen. So I'm not the one here who gets the credit. It is them for doing them. I'm just like a stepping stone that holding your hand, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna cheer on for you." So here I am. If I can help, that's fine. Because I don't want to come across like, "Oh, not that." It's we are all great.
That's beautiful way. That way you shared your full journey, how you impacted others, but same time, your generosity that to share your journey and the impact with others by sharing and saying that it has been done being together. It's not just me. And
it's mostly them, right? It's mostly them, Dr. Shashi, right? It's mostly them, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. They They gifted me the opportunity to do it. So it's them. The credit goes to them. They deserve it, not me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So Meejie, as you are a strong woman who is dedicated, inspiring, working on those a lot of issues about motivating others around the globe, what way you see your future of work, or what way you are inspiring for?
You're so beautiful. I love how you managed to turn this conversation into a place where I get to talk about what I'm doing and what I love doing. So thank you for that. But that speaks volumes of who you are. And I mean, your beauty and radiance is just exquisite. So thank you for that. And I will jump up and say that we are putting together this fabulous, fabulous conference for 2023. And we are in the stages of looking for organizations, individuals, people who want to be the host sponsors for other women and men who want a second chance in life to go. So we are accepting a request to be a part of this effort by someone who says, that they're developing women in the economic space, or in the veteran, or the reentry veterans into the community and to step on and say, hey, Meejie, I want to be a part of that conference. I'd like to send, 10 women or 10 men to that conference. I'd like to do that. So how do we have a selection process, right? We don't want to turn anyone down, but we are working with those who align with the mission, right? We're doing it for the right reasons. And we just want to preserve the integrity of why we're doing it, right? Because money is money, but when it's used the right way for the right reasons, it just means more. So the message and the purpose has to remain pure for us. So that's what we're working on. It's our conference, will be launching. So there's a huge opportunity for people from all over the world to say, okay, I want to send 10 people to that conference, and this is what they're going to get. This is how we're going to do. And we're going to make sure that not only the experience for the 10 people you're sending, right, it's rich, but that you have a space in there to tell the world what you're doing and why you're doing it so that you're able to shine. And we have this initiative that's been in the work for the last 2 years, and and it's coming in 2023. And because of the whole COVID, initially it was going to be in Hollywood. Now it's either going to be in Hollywood or it's going to be in New York City. So, we are, and that's okay. The universe is going to tell us where, right? There's so many people pulling here. There are people who want to do it in Europe. And we said, we can do it all just one at a time, because I rather give you quality than quantity, right? And so I'm so excited. Who knows? Maybe you'll be traveling with, 10 of your women, or what? You never know, right? There's so many, anything possible.
Yeah.
Anything possible. And so we're just going to take what we do and just bring it out. So, and I get so passionate. So I don't really work. I just I do what I get, what I love.
I think that's the way we can feel your passion and energy by the way you are explaining, you're sharing your work. And before finishing, I just would like to ask, why do you think a platform like this, Women Dialogue, is needed?
Oh my gosh, I can think of 100 reasons on why, not just a platform, a person like you is needed. The platform is exquisite, excellent. It's just really productive, and it opens doors for people like me to share their passions and their messages and engage other people. But the reason that a platform like this, Women Dialogues, work is because it is accentuating the character that its leader, you, Dr. Shashi, has. That persona, that character trait, the passion, the accomplishments that you hold, that's why you are important, and your platform is the venue for you to do what you do. So the platform is needed, and it's a gift. But I think here, what really matters is you and what you bring to the world. And this is just one of many things that you're doing. And whatever we can do to showcase your work, to help you get more diversified people from around the world to be on this beautiful platform, have conversations with you, it would be absolutely my honor to just share some of that, because we work together to highlight others, right? To make their dreams come true and share.
Exactly.
So I just want to take this moment to celebrate you for what you're doing. I know you're giving me the space, but this is really about you. This is about what you're doing, because I'm just one more person that can get here. But without you, there wouldn't be this dialogue. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thanks a lot. It's just wow moment for me and for you, I believe. And I believe you connected a lot of points, the way we are having you and or many other speakers on this platform to empower all those beautiful speakers, but same time empower and create a voice for those silent voice, those are looking those small spark, or maybe those kind of movements, how they can make it by maybe listening from you, by maybe listening from many other speaker who have expertise in their field, who have shared their journey, who have shared their how they become what they are passionate for. So that's beautiful. Thank you, Meejie. Thanks a lot for sharing your passion, your love, and thanks a lot for appreciating me. Last but not least, what message would you like to give to our audience?
I think
You have a
I
lot of things to you are always motivating, so I believe it's a kind of challenging to compress and give in a sentence, right?
I know, I love it. Actually, I will share with you my I have a book coming out, and it has to do with, it's tied into the conference, it's tied into the movement, and it's tied into everything that I do in a word, well, in a few words, but in a short summary is basically what I discovered, other than realizing that the world is full of greatness, right? We are all born in greatness, with greatness, and for greatness. That I discovered that all we need to do, and this is just my own term, and this is a term that my book is, what we need to do is to entrepreneur our soul. And that is the whole concept of the conference, of the book, and everything. So if you take who you are and you try and make a lifestyle out of it, and if you can monetize it or turn it into a servitude, or whatever it is that you feel you need to be done with your life in the world, how you want to show up. But it's entrepreneuring your soul, taking that soul, shaping it up, and turn it into a lifestyle. That's really the recipe for your success and everyone's success. It's not me who's telling you that that's the way to do it. It is the universe or God or whomever you believe in or whatever that already made you perfect with greatness. And it's your responsibility. You owe it to yourself and to the world to give that greatness to others. So step on, give it a shot. What do you got to lose, right?
Right. Yeah, I think the way you share that how one can explore and work on their passion and find their skills, what they are grateful for, what they have, received naturally, and can further they can take into the next step of their journey. That's beautiful. And once again, thank you so much, Meejie. It was such a great pleasure to be with you today. Thank you.
It is absolutely my honor. And I would like to ask you to end this. What is your message to the world?
My message is very simple, the which I'm doing, that be genuine and be authentic and keep going on and keep spreading this positivity, keep inspiring and motivating, because we know we have a lot of hate, we have a lot of crime, but talking about is not a solution. What solution we can create, just do that. And I'm just, maybe in ocean I'm just a drop, but I'm trying to contribute in from my side by bringing these beautiful women as a speaker, sharing their journey to motivate and inspire globally many others, and same time empowering those speakers as well to reaffirm, to speak out about their work globally. And that's all about me. And I think with this note, I would like to say that's it for today's episode. And thank you all our viewers. If you would like to hear more women voices and part of Women Dialogues, please connect with us. Please share, subscribe, like, and thank you. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to check Meejie's work, which we were talking all about. Her details are available in the description as well. See you in the next episode. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.